Marie Callahan was, by all appearances, ordinary. At 62, she looked like someone's kindly aunt, gray hair always tied in a neat bun, pressed cardigans, and an ever-present floral scarf that never quite matched her outfit. She moved into Cedar Ridge Residences in the fall of 2016. The complex was largely home to retirees, working-class folks, and the occasional student from nearby Brown or Johnson and Wales. Marie fit in because she didn't try to. She nodded politely in hallways, declined coffee invitations, and always paid her rent on time. Her backstory was well known, at least the version she told. A widow, she'd lost her husband, Walter, to pancreatic cancer. Her only daughter, Vanessa, lived out of state, though no one could quite remember Marie mentioning where. And then there was her grandson, Elijah. She never spoke about him. Still, something about Marie stuck with people. Maybe it was the gloves. She wore them year-round. Or maybe it was her trash. Every Saturday morning, without fail, she'd walk a neatly tied black garbage bag to the dumpster. What puzzled the maintenance guy, Ed, who'd been there for 19 years, was what he often found in it: children's shoes. Small ones. Often brand new. He chalked it up to grief. Maybe she volunteered somewhere. Maybe she was just lonely. No one asked. No one wanted to. In the winter of 2023, Marie got a new neighbor. Jamie Ortiz, 29, was a second-year grad student studying forensic psychology. She'd moved in temporarily while finishing her thesis on the psychological markers of maternal homicide, something that, in hindsight, feels chillingly ironic. Jamie was observant. At first, Marie intrigued her, but distant. Jamie would occasionally catch glimpses of Marie through her kitchen window, sitting at the dining table with a single teacup across from her, as if waiting for someone. She also noticed patterns. The muffled sounds at night, soft lullabies, pacing, the low creak of floorboards under what sounded like two sets of feet. A high-pitched voice, faint, repetitive, like a child humming to themselves in the dark. And once, a small face in the window. Just a flash. Jamie told herself it was sleep deprivation. But things escalated in March. One evening during a blackout, Jamie went to check on Marie. Her door was ajar. When Jamie knocked and called out, there was no answer. She stepped in and immediately felt wrong. On the living room table sat a framed photograph, clearly cared for, wiped clean, but the photo inside was aged and creased. A smiling boy on a beach. His arms were outstretched, his hair tousled by the wind. On the frame was a sticker with the name, Eli. That image wouldn't leave Jamie's mind. 2 nights later, she called a friend in the police department. Off the record, she asked if there had ever been a missing child named Elijah Callahan. The response was immediate: yes. Reported missing in 2016. Case went cold within weeks. With probable cause granted, officers entered Marie's apartment on March 21, 2023. What they found was beyond comprehension. Behind the carefully maintained front room was a locked door. Marie tried to stop them from opening it. She became physically aggressive, screaming about preserving peace and not waking him. Inside was a small bedroom, decorated like a child's room, blue walls, glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling, a nightlight still plugged in. The bedding was fresh. Toys were arranged neatly. But the room had no windows. No ventilation. On the floor were restraint cuffs bolted into the bed frame. On the nightstand, a Bible, a worn-out pacifier, and a Polaroid photo of Elijah, dated 2016. The final, most horrifying discovery came from the walk-in pantry. There, in a chest freezer under layers of linen and scented sachets, was the mummified body of a young boy. Wrapped carefully as if tucked in for sleep. Forensic pathologists later confirmed the identity: Elijah Callahan, age 7. Cause of death: suspected asphyxiation. Estimated time of death: October 2016. He had been dead nearly the entire time Marie lived in apartment 4B. In interviews, Marie was alternately lucid and delusional. "I didn't kill him," she said, over and over. "I saved him from the court, from his father, from the world." It was true that Elijah's father, Darren Fielding, had a history of documented abuse and was involved in a bitter custody dispute in 2016. Court records reveal that the judge granted Darren temporary custody in October of that year. The day before the handoff, Vanessa, Elijah's mother, disappeared. Her car was later found abandoned in Massachusetts. Foul play was suspected, but no charges were filed. Marie, in court testimony, said, "Vanessa came to me. She begged me to keep him safe. And so I did. But she never came back. I waited. Elijah waited. He got tired. And one day, he just stopped." Psychologists diagnosed Marie with delusional disorder, perceptory subtype, complicated by severe prolonged grief disorder and potential schizoaffective tendencies. But the physical evidence was hard to ignore. Asterisk chloroform traces on Elijah's pajamas. Asterisk medical gauze found in the trash. Asterisk diary entries with chilling intent. "If they come for him, I'll keep him here. I promise." Marie was charged with first-degree murder, kidnapping, falsification of records, and improper disposal of a body. She pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. The trial never began. Marie Callahan died from a stroke in July 2023, just 4 months after her arrest. Elijah was finally laid to rest at Swan Point Cemetery, beside a headstone that had been waiting for him since 2016. It had no death date until now. On the reverse of the stone, someone, likely Jamie, had etched the word, "Witness." No one knows what happened to Vanessa. Some believe Marie may have been involved in her disappearance. Others think she ran to protect her son, only to meet a fate just as tragic. In the end, Marie became both jailer and mourner. Her crime was not one of impulse, but one of misguided devotion, twisted by grief, fear, and denial. In Providence, people still talk about Apartment 4B. Some call it cursed. Some say it was simply a place where heartbreak fermented into horror. But at the Crime Ledger, we don't chase ghosts. We follow the secrets. And this one had been hiding in plain sight. Until next time, stay aware, stay safe. Because every secret has a witness.